My wife cheated on me with my father every Wednesday in an apartment he rented specifically for this purpose. I found out when I accidentally set parental controls on her phone instead of the child's phone. All names have been changed for privacy. I'm 38 years old and live in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been married to Kate, 36, for 11 years. We have two children, Sophie 9 and Jake 7. My father, Frank 62, lives 20 minutes away. Since my mother's death 4 years ago, Kate and I have tried to spend more time with him. Family dinners every Sunday, holidays together. The children adore their grandfather. I thought we had the perfect family. Idiot. 3 months ago, I bought new iPhones for the whole family. The kids got their first phones with the understanding that we'd set up parental controls. I chose the Family Safe app. It shows all messages, calls, location, and browser history. Saturday night, I was setting everything up at the kitchen table. 4 new phones in boxes. Mine, Kate's, Sophie's, Jake's. I installed the app on my phone as a parent account. Then I started linking the kids' phones. Sophie first. I entered her Apple ID, confirmed it, and that was it. Jake next. Kate brought me coffee. Almost finished. Just 15 more minutes. I need to set up your phone and sync your contacts. I got her new phone and started transferring data from the old one. At some point, a pop-up window appeared. Add this device to Family Safe. I didn't read it carefully. I thought it was part of Apple's family setup. I clicked yes. A mistake that changed my life. For the first 2 months, I didn't check the app often. Sometimes I'd check where Sophie was after school or if Jake had read anything inappropriate, just the usual parenting stuff. Then, about a month ago, I noticed something strange. The app was showing 3 devices: Sophie's phone, Jake's phone, and Kate's iPhone. I stared at the screen. Why was Kate's phone here? Did I only set up kids' phones, or did I? I opened Kate's iPhone. Full access. Messages, calls, location, everything. My first thought, I need to turn this off. It's an invasion of privacy. We've been married for 11 years. We have trust. But then I saw the last message, sent last night at 11:47 p.m. The number was saved as F. Read. Message, miss you. Can't wait for Wednesday. My stomach sank. F. You is F. I opened the correspondence in full. The messages went back 7 months. Hundreds of messages. Every day, good morning, beautiful, thinking about you. Last night was incredible. When can I see you again? And her answers. I missed your hands on me. Wednesday, as always. Mark will be at work. I lied to him that I was going to yoga. The kids will be at school until 3. We have time. I read this while sitting in my car in the office parking lot. I was supposed to be at a meeting at 9 in the morning. Instead, I sat there, scrolling through months of infidelity on my phone screen. There were photos, not naked ones. Kate's smarter than that, but selfies in bed. Her hand on someone's chest, a man's chest. Harry. A photo of a candlelit dinner with the caption, best date ever. There were plans. Wednesday, 2 p.m., the usual place. Mark is leaving on a business trip on Friday. We can spend the whole night together. It was I love you, over and over again. I love you, F. I love you more than life. You make me happy like no one else. I threw up right there in the parking lot. I opened the car door and threw up on the pavement. The next few hours passed in a blur. I somehow made it through the workday, nodding at meetings, responding to emails. Inside, I was dying. I came home in the evening. Kate was cooking dinner. The kids were doing their homework. Hi, honey. She kissed me. How's your day? I looked at her. My wife, the mother of my children, a stranger. It's fine. And you? Just a normal day. Sophie got an A in math. She smiled. So easily, so naturally. How can she lie so easily? I started checking my messages every day, every hour. I became obsessed. I found out their schedule. Every Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. The usual place turned out to be an apartment in downtown Phoenix. Kate told me she goes to yoga on Wednesdays. I checked her Apple Health. No activity on Wednesdays. No yoga. Just the location in that apartment for 2.5 hours. I learned his habits. He loved Italian food. He listened to jazz. He quoted old movies in his messages. But I still didn't know who he was. F could be anyone. Frank, Felix, Frederick, 2 weeks ago I decided to find out. Wednesday, Kate left for yoga at 1:45 p.m. I told my boss I wasn't feeling well and left work. I tracked her location through the app. She drove to her apartment on Main Street and parked. I parked a block away and waited. At 2:05 p.m., a black Cadillac Escalade pulled up to the building. A familiar car. My father got out of the car. Time stood still. I watched as Frank, 62, my father, walked into the building. 5 minutes later, I checked Kate's messages. New message from F. Red going up. Is the door open? Kate's response, always free face. F. Frank, my damn father. I don't remember how I got home. I don't remember the rest of the day. I only remember sitting in the garage in the car, staring at the wall until it got dark. Kate wrote, "Where are you? Dinner is ready." I replied, "I'm working late. Eat without me." I couldn't go into the house. I couldn't look at her. I couldn't pretend. Around 9 o'clock in the evening, I went to the motel. I checked into a room. I lay down on the bed and read the messages again. I went back 7 months. I was looking for the beginning. The first message was dated February 12th, 8 months ago, the day after my mother's sister's funeral. We were all at my father's house after the ceremony. Frank wrote, "Thanks for staying to help clean up. Mark is lucky to have you. Kate, always happy to help. Your family, harmless, normal." Next message a week later, "Would you mind coming over again? The house seems so empty." "Of course, I'll cook dinner." Then they started texting every day, just friendly conversations. "How are you? What are you cooking? How are the kids?" But somewhere in April the tone changed. "Frank, you look beautiful yesterday. That dress." "Kate, thanks, smiling face with smiling eyes, glad you noticed." "Frank, I notice everything about you. I always have." A week later, "I can't stop thinking about you. I think about you too." Is that bad? I don't know. It seems right. By the end of April, they were confessing their feelings. By May, they were seeing each other physically. By June, they were saying I love you. 7 months. Right under my nose. I spent 3 days in a motel. I told Kate it was a business trip. She had no doubts. Why wouldn't she? I've always trusted her. I hired a divorce lawyer, a woman named Deborah Castro, who specializes in infidelity cases. I showed her everything, the messages, the locations, the photos. "You have a rock-solid case," she said. "You'll get custody, no problem. She won't be able to challenge the evidence." "What about my father?" I asked. Can I do something about him?" She shook her head. "Cheating isn't a crime in Arizona, but in a divorce, it will get you everything you want." I also hired a private detective, the same guy my friend used in his divorce. I gave him the address of the apartment and their schedule. "I need photos, videos, if possible, irrefutable evidence." He got them all in one Wednesday. Frank entering the building at 2:03 p.m. Kate opening the apartment door in a robe at 2:05 p.m. They kiss in the doorway. The door closes. Frank leaves at 4:32 p.m. Kate leaves at 4:45 p.m. The detective also checked the apartment's owner. It's rented in Frank's name. He pays $1,800 per month. He started renting it in May. My father rented an apartment to cheat on me with my wife. Yesterday I came home and told Kate that we needed to talk. The children were staying with her parents overnight. We were sitting in the living room. "What happened?" She looked worried. "You've been acting strange lately." I took out my phone. I opened the family safe app. I turned the screen towards her. Her correspondence with F. Red is right there. The color drained from her face. "Mark, I can explain." "What time is it?" My voice was strangely calm. "What? How long have you been fucking my dad?" She started crying. "Please, it's not what you think. 7 months." I read every message. 7 fucking months. "Mar, to my father, Kate, to the man who raised me, who held our children when they were born. It just happened. We didn't plan it." "Didn't plan?" I stood up. "You went to yoga every Wednesday. He rented an apartment. You wrote 'I love you' hundreds of times. This did not just happen." She sobbed. "I'm confused. After your mother died, he was lonely. I tried to help. And you decided to help by fucking him?" "I love him." Silence. She covered her mouth with her hand, realizing what she had said. "You love him," I repeated stupidly. "Mark, I love you too, just in a different way." "Leave." "What?" "Pack your things. Get out of my house. Now. Children, the kids will stay with me. My lawyer will contact yours tomorrow. Now get the hell out of my house." She left an hour later, 2 suitcases, sobbing in the car. I called my father. "Hello, son. What's wrong?" "You know what happened, Frank." "Boss, Mar, 11 years. I was married for 11 years. We have 2 children, your grandchildren, and son, let me explain. Don't call me that. You've lost that right. I hung up and blocked his number. 4 days passed. Kate stopped at the apartment that my father rented, sends messages every hour. Please talk to me. Are the kids okay? I'll do everything to fix this. Frank came to the house yesterday. He knocked on the door for 20 minutes. I didn't answer. I called the police. They asked him to leave. The children asked where Mom is. I told her Mom had gone away for a few days. Sophie doesn't believe me. She's old enough to sense that something is wrong. The lawyer is filing for divorce tomorrow. I'm asking for full custody, the house, everything. My life is ruined. My children will be traumatized. My father is no longer there for me. And all because of an accidental button press while setting up the phone. Reddit, how do I move on? How do I explain this to my children? How do I cope with betrayal from the 2 most important people in my life? Update 1. The last 3 weeks have been hell. Thanks everyone for the support in the comments. Some of you asked about an update. Here's what happened. The paperwork has been filed. Kate has hired a lawyer, a nice guy from Scottsdale named Richard Blackwell. He's trying to portray the situation as emotional neglect on my part, which drove her into the arms of another man. My lawyer, Deborah, destroyed it. She presented all the messages, photos, and the detective's report. She showed that Kate had actively planned the affair, lied for months, and rented an apartment specifically for this purpose. Kate's lawyer also tried to challenge the evidence, claiming I was illegally spying on her through a parental control app. Deborah explained that Kate had given consent when setting up her phone. Technically true, a pop-up window asked for permission, and her phone was unlocked at the time. The judge ruled that the evidence was admissible. There was a temporary custody hearing a week ago. The social worker spoke with the children separately. Sophie, age 9, said that Mom often left on Wednesdays and said she was at yoga. But one day Sophie saw her car outside her grandfather's house, not at the yoga studio. My 9-year-old daughter knew. Maybe not the details, but she knew her mother was lying. The judge ruled the children stay with me on weekdays. Kate gets them on weekends, Saturday, Sunday, no meetings with Frank, my father, until further court order. Kate should start family therapy if she wants to increase her time with the children. Kate cried in the courtroom. Her lawyer tried to argue the Frank clause. The children have a right to see their grandfather, but the judge rejected it. Mr. Frank Collins has created an unstable situation for the minors. His visits are suspended. Frank came to my workplace last week. He waited in the parking lot until I came out. Mark, please, I need to explain. I tried to walk past. He grabbed my hand. Take your hand away. I said quietly, son, I am not your son anymore. People turned around. The security guard started to approach. Listen to me. Frank's voice shook. I didn't mean for this to happen. After your mother died, I was lost. Kate was kind to me. We started talking, and you decided that fucking your son's wife was great grief therapy. It's not true. We're in love. It's real. I laughed. Bitterly, fell in love. How romantic. While she was still married to me. While she lived in my house. While I was feeding your grandchildren. Mark, I know I hurt you. Aang. I grabbed him by the collar of his shirt. The guard ran towards us. You destroyed my family. You slept with the mother of my children. Your grandchildren are asking why Grandpa doesn't come anymore. The guard separated us. Gentlemen, please. Frank stepped back, his hands raised. I love her. I'm sorry, but I love her, and she loves me. Then be happy together. But stay away from me and my children. I left. My hands were shaking so badly that I could barely open the car. I couldn't lie to Sophie anymore. She was too smart. She asked every day, why did Mom leave? When will she come back? Why don't we see Grandpa anymore? Last Saturday, after getting the kids back from Kate, Sophie asked point blank, are you getting a divorce? Jake, age 7, was playing with Lego in the corner, not listening. I sat Sophie down next to me. Yes, honey, we're getting a divorce. Why? How to explain to a 9-year-old that her mother cheated on her with her grandfather? Mom and Dad, we had disagreements. Serious disagreements. Sometimes adults can't live together anymore. Is this because of Grandpa Frank? My heart stopped. Why do you think so? I heard you yelling into the phone. You said his name. And Mom, I saw her hug Grandpa once. Not a normal hug. Different. She saw. God, she saw. Sophie, yes. Grandpa and Mom, they did something they shouldn't have. They hurt Dad. Did they kiss? I couldn't lie. Yes. Tears streamed down her face. But Grandpa, he's family. How could he? I hugged her while she cried. I had no answers. 3 days ago, Kate asked to meet, one-on-one. No lawyers, please. We met at a cafe near my work, public place. I didn't trust myself to be alone with her. She looked terrible. She had lost weight. There were dark circles under her eyes, and her clothes hung like sacks. Thank you for coming, she began. I didn't say anything. I just waited. Mark, I'm done with this. With Frank, it's over. Congratulations. I'm serious. I haven't seen him for 3 weeks. I moved in with my sister. I started therapy. Real therapy. Good for you. I want to fix this. I want our family back. I looked at her. I really looked. I once loved this woman more than anything in the world. Now I felt only emptiness. No, Mark, please. I'll do anything. Couples counseling. Complete transparency. I'll give you all the passwords. You can check my phone. No. Children need both parents. Children need stability, honesty, parents who don't lie to them every day. That was one mistake. 7 months, I raised my voice. People were watching. I lowered my tone. 7 months is not a mistake. It's a choice. Over and over again. I was lost alone. I was here. Every night, every dinner, every problem with the kids. I was here, and you were in the apartment with my dad. She cried. I know, you're right. I'm a terrible person, but I love you. I still love you. Do you love him too? Boss, too long. I don't know anymore. I'm confused. I stood up. When you figure it out, let me know. In the meantime, the lawyers will be in touch. I left. She didn't try to stop me. Yesterday, my sister Emily, she lives in California, called. Mark, Dad is in the hospital. My heart jumped automatically. Then I remembered. He's not my dad anymore. What's happened? Heart attack, minor, but the doctors want to keep him under observation. Emily doesn't know all the details. I only told her that Kate and I were having problems and that I wasn't in touch with Frank. Are you coming? She asked. No. Mark, he is our father. He made his choice. I made mine. I hung up. Part of me feels guilty. What if he dies and I don't get to say goodbye? What if the kids want to see him one last time? But the bigger part of me feels nothing. Empty. The divorce is ongoing. Deborah says the final decision will take another 3-4 months. The kids are in therapy. Sophie is opening up about her feelings. Jake is still too young to fully understand, but the psychologist says he's coping well. Gates sees the children every weekend. They come back quiet and sad. Sophie said that mom cries a lot. I started dating someone. Nothing serious, just coffee. The woman from my divorce support group. She understands. At night, I still read old messages. I know I shouldn't, but I can't stop. I tried to figure out how I missed this. What were the signs? Every message is a stab. Update 2 after 4 months. The divorce is final. Here's how it all ended. The judge made his decision 2 weeks ago. Conditions. I have primary physical custody. The children live with me. Kate gets them every other weekend plus one Wednesday evening. I got a house. Assets split 60/40 in my favor due to infidelity, no alimony in any direction. Kate must continue therapy. A last-minute clause. Frank cannot see the children without my written consent until they turn 18. Kate's lawyer fought against it. Grandpa has rights. The judge interrupted. Mr. Frank Collins created a toxic environment for the minors by engaging in intimate relations with their mother while she was married to their father. This conduct demonstrates a lack of judgment and respect for the family structure. Visits are suspended. Frank was sitting in the courtroom. He didn't look at me. He left immediately after the decision. A week after the court's decision, Kate asked to speak during the transfer of the children. We broke up, Frank and I, for good. Good for you. Mark, I finished this a month ago. I realized it was a mistake. All of it. I didn't answer. I lost everything. My family, my home, my children half the time. And for what? For a man who she trailed off. It doesn't matter. What happened? Did he leave you? He wanted us to move in together, start a real life. He said the kids would get used to it, that we could be a happy family. I almost threw up. I said no, I can't do this to the kids. Do you? I'm done with it. Congratulations. Do you want a medal? I just thought you should know that he's outside the picture. He was out of the picture from the moment I found out. She nodded and left. Frank sent a letter last week, a real paper letter. I recognized the handwriting on the envelope. I almost threw it away without opening it, but curiosity won out. Mar, I know you don't want to hear it from me. I don't expect forgiveness. but I need to say it. I did the worst thing a man can do to his son. I betrayed your trust, destroyed your family, hurt my grandchildren. There are no excuses. After your mother died, I was lost. I didn't know how to live alone. When Kate started coming over, helping around the house, just talking, I felt alive again. Not as a widower, but as a man. It doesn't excuse what I did, but I want you to understand it wasn't about you. You're a wonderful son, a wonderful father. It was about my weakness. Kate ended our relationship a month ago. She made the right choice. I would have only caused more pain. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I don't deserve it. But I am asking you to let me see Sophie and Jake again Sunday. They are my grandchildren. I love them. I promise to never mention what happened. I just want to be a grandfather. Think about it, please. Yet I tore up the letter and threw it away. Sophie and Jake are doing better than I expected. Therapy is helping. Sophie still sometimes asks about her grandfather. Does he know we miss him? I'm sure so, dear. Will we ever see him again? I don't know. Maybe when you get older. Jake barely mentions him. 7-year-old's memory is short. Grandpa simply left, as the psychologist explained. They've gotten used to the new schedule. Weekdays with Dad, weekends with Mom, alternate times. Kate tries to be a good mom during her time, taking them to parks, movies, and cooking their favorite meals. But Sophie told me last week, Mommy's still sad. She thinks I can't see, but she cries at night. Part of me feels satisfied. It deserves to be sad. The other part is just tired of it all. Last week I was driving past the old neighborhood where I grew up. I decided to drive past my parents' house. Frank's car was in the driveway. The house looked the same. Mom always kept the garden perfect, and Frank seemed to continue to maintain it. I parked across the street and just watched. Frank went out to get the mail. He looked older, hunched over, grayer, moving more slowly. He saw my car and froze. We looked at each other across the street. 30 seconds? A minute? I don't know. Then he raised his hand. Not a wave, just a raise. As a question. As hope, I started the car and drove away. Didn't look back. Update 3. Last update. This is where it all ended. Sophie, now 10, and Jake, 8, are thriving. Therapy ended 3 months ago, with the psychologist saying they had reached a healthy point of acceptance. Sophie still mentions her grandfather occasionally, but less often. Jake barely remembers life before the divorce. That's normal for them now. My grades are good. I have friends. They laugh at home. That's all I can ask for. Kate moved to Tucson 3 months ago. New job, new start, 2 hours from Phoenix. This means she sees her children less often, once a month on the weekend, plus video calls on Wednesdays. Sophie was upset at first. Why is Mom leaving? I explained as best I could. Mom needs a new start. A new place, but she still loves you. Kate tries to compensate. When the kids visit, she plans special things to do, hikes at Saguaro Park, trips to Nogales, making memories, she said. But there is a distance, not just a geographical one. Frank sold his parents' house 4 months ago. Emily, my sister, told me. She still talks to him. She doesn't live here. She didn't see the drama firsthand. Dad's moving to Sedona, she said. Small apartment. Says the house is too big for him alone. I didn't answer. Mark, he's still your father. Maybe one day. No, the house is sold. Childhood is over. That life no longer exists. Last week, I was picking Sophie up from soccer practice. I saw a familiar figure at the other end of the field in the park. Frank, he was sitting on the bench, alone, watching some other game. He didn't see me, or pretended not to see me. Sophie noticed. Is that Grandpa? My stomach sank. Yes. Can we say hello? No, honey. We have to go. But why? Sophie, please. Now is not the time. We left. I saw in the rearview mirror Frank was looking at my car. People are asking if I've forgiven. Relatives, friends, even Linda has cautiously brought up the topic. Forgiveness isn't for him, she said. It's for you, to be free. Maybe she's right, but I'm not ready. Kate betrayed me. Frank betrayed me. They chose their desires over my family. I don't hate them anymore, but I don't forgive them either. Maybe one day, when the children grow up, when the wounds have completely healed, but not today. Life is good. Not perfect, but good. I have children who are happy and healthy. A job that pays the bills. There are scars. Trust is harder to come by, but I'm building a new life, a better life. Sometimes I think about that accidental button press. If I hadn't added Kate's phone to Family Safe, I'd still be living a lie. For years, maybe part of me regrets knowing. Not knowing would have been easier, but most are grateful because the truth, even the most terrible, is better than a lie. Thanks, Reddit, for supporting me along the way.